Hey, welcome to today's Talking That Maven Talk. As you join, please drop in the chat. Let me know where you are joining us from. And happy Sunday to you. Hey, ladies. How are you? Thank you so much for joining today on this Sunday. I see we have the roll call going. Hey, Miss Felicia Mack from Atlanta. Hey, Michelle, thanks for joining. We got two ladies from Atlanta. Hey, Nashira from Houston. Nashira, I hope I said your name correctly. Thank you, ladies, for joining me today. If you are in any of the southern states, we've started swinging towards summer right now. We are 80 degrees today. So spring is basically over. It's over and we have heated up well. So let me know again as you join us, drop in the chat. Let me know where you are joining us from. Listen, I want to tell you this too while we're waiting on a few to join. If you missed the first couple of Maven Talks, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll find those there as replays, and I have them all in one nice little playlist for you so you can find those over there. So, as promised, I was going to be coming to you just as myself solo for April and for March and April. And then next month, probably maybe even later this month, I'm going to have to start having guests on sharing in this Maven Talk conversation with me. And again, the whole point of these conversations is to really help women, predominantly Black and Brown women, find our more balanced rhythm lifestyle. I believe that we can create success, the success each of us was created to birth into the earth without sacrificing our relationships, our health, and our mental sanity. I believe we can have success without always running around like crazy people. Now, there are going to be seasons in our lives where, yeah, we're in a busier season. Our work days are a little bit longer, but that should not be our lifestyle where we're working sun up to sundown and falling apart at night, trying to grab a few hours of sleep. We get up and go at it again the next day. Although we think that is a thing that creates success, we are damaging our bodies and our emotional health, mental health, spiritual health in ways that we just might not be able to recover from if we stay on that journey for a long, extended period of time. So, again, if you are just joining us, drop in the chat. Let me know where you are joining us from. I'm here in Houston, Texas, and am glad that you are taking just a little bit of your time to join me on today. I definitely don't plan to keep you super long. And here's the thing, as I'm sharing and talking about the topic we have today, be sure and comment in the chat. Let us know where you what your thoughts are, and what you're saying, what your thoughts around this. I want to share my thoughts, but I also want to hear yours. This is not a one-way conversation. That's a dialogue. So a monologue. I want to be in conversation with you. Can't wait till we can do one of these Talking That Maven Talks live and in person somewhere. So let's get jumping into today's topic. I'm going to be talking about why everybody cannot go with you. Okay, with you. Now, the funny thing is, on Friday here in Houston, I hosted an in person working accountability day. So I have a membership called Maven Nation, and at least once every other month, we do a full working day where everyone brings their laptop and they sit and they work on the things that they have, okay? The things that they need to work on. We're just doing it in a collective space. And when I was sharing the topic that I was going to talk about today, every like four women that day was like, oh my God, I was just talking about this to someone. And then I get in service today in church, and my pastor talks about it. He touches on everybody can't go with you as well. That's right, Miss Cookie cares. Everybody cannot go. So here's what I want to really get you to think about around this topic. Each of us has been given an assignment, whether you know exactly what that is today or not. That's not the point. That's a whole nother vlogcast, right? But in your journey, we know when we interact with certain people, whether it be frequently or infrequently, how they make us feel. What feeling do we get from them? Is it support? Is it a little bit of nice nasty? Is there, as the old people used to say, throwing a rock and hiding their hand? Pay attention to the interaction you're having with people. And I say this frequently, often to women who have come to tears with having to sever a relationship with someone for whatever reason, that everybody is not going to be happy for your happy. That's just how it goes. Everybody's not going to be happy for your happy. And here's the thing I want us to know. We don't have to stop and lend a whole lot of energy to that type of stuff. You don't have to be, why I watch Maven Myron. She told me I need to let you know. Uh, Everybody stop. I did not. Okay. You do not need to pause and give a lot of energy to that. Listen, including family. Yeah, families included. And here is part of the reason why I believe that is even your family can have the best intentions. Um, Dr. Nina and I do a master class with her normally on some Sundays, and we've been doing a series talking about boundaries. Boundaries. And I have a free ebook that I'm finishing up. It will be coming out. I'll be sharing it probably, hopefully, by the end of the month. And if you want to make sure you get that free ebook, I want you to text the word Maven to this number. That'll put you on my text list, and that will keep you in the loop of all the things that I'm doing free things I share, all of those things. But this is what I want to say about family. Sometimes family, friends, whomever, people cannot give us what they do not have. They can't do it. So if you're looking for love and support, oftentimes if people cannot love and support themselves, how are we imagining they're going to be able to do that for someone else? Maybe in small doses, but we're talking about people that consistently can stay in our lives to help us fulfill the things that we are created to do, and we in turn can help and fulfill them as well. Okay, so again, two-way street. You're supporting someone, someone's supporting you. And as Larika shared earlier, sometimes that includes family. Sometimes that includes family. Hey, Yolanda, thank you for joining us today. So that's the first thing. Pay attention to the messages, the feelings that you're getting from the people that are in your circle today. Okay. And even if they're not in your circle every day, maybe these are people you interact with here and there. Pay attention to how your interaction with that person leaves you feeling. Okay, how does it leave you feeling? And at the end of the day, if that feeling is you feel less than, you feel unsupported, whatever that looks like for you, you've got to make a decision. You must make a decision. And remember, I said earlier, making that decision that's best for you does not require a whole big old dialogue of you telling somebody off and all that. Maven, move on. Okay, move on. Really every adjustment in our relationships that has to be made does not require that we let somebody know. Now, I'm not telling you to ghost people. If there's a conversation that needs to be had, have that conversation if it's supposed to be had. But this is not about me encouraging you to be telling people off and letting them know why they not. Seriously, we don't have the energy for all of that. Do what you need to do and move on. That's true, Charmaine. Trust your gut, trust that intuition. And that's kind of the issue that we get into as women. We keep trying to ignore our gut, our intuition. We keep suppressing that. Well, that's my friend, or we've been friends for 10 years. And trust what's happening now. Trust what's happening now. And at the end of the day, you're going to be okay for it. Sure, you might feel discomfort, even sad, even a little just unhappiness that you're potentially having to move someone out of your circle that no longer serves you. At the end, everybody's not growing at the same pace. Just because someone has been in your circle for 10 years and now you've escalated, you're moving faster, um, that doesn't mean they're required to do the same thing. It's your responsibility. We're not going to be able to get to the end of our journeys and say, well, I didn't do it, or I didn't birth that dream into the earth because my friend didn't want to come, or my friend didn't support me. It's your responsibility. It's on you to do what you need to do. Okay. Any thoughts, questions, you ladies, drop your comments in the chat. I will be sure and share those. So here's the first step that I want you to do when you feel like you're needing to evaluate about someone that is currently in your circle. I want you to get clarity about how you feel. Now, we can have off days and we can be popping off and giving negative and crazy energy to someone, and it's not their fault. It's not us. They don't need to be put out of our circle. We need to be put out of our own circle, right? That's just the fact. Some days it's that way. Some days it's just us, how we're feeling about the situation. Hey, Miss T, thanks for joining. It's how are we feeling? But I want you to really assess how you are feeling after you've had an interaction with someone. And that's not going to be for every person. But again, as Charmaine said, trust your gut. When you walk away from a conversation, a phone conversation, an in-person conversation, how are you feeling in your heart, in your gut about that relationship? Assess that, be clear. And sometimes, again, it's just the simple fact that you are moving or have moved into a different space, and that person is not the person you need in your circle. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to abandon the relationship, you never talk to them again, they're dead to you. But again, when I'm talking circle, let me clarify that. I'm talking about, and I'm going to give you my example and how I view it. My five or so people that make up my intimate circle, my close circle, the women that I call for support when I feel like I want to step back or abandon the dream or throw in the whole towel, whatever it is. That's not a big circle of people. Okay. Um, you should not have to feel less than, make yourself smaller, walk away from those types of interactions, feeling that you have to dumb yourself down to make those people be okay. So I want you to get clarity about how you feel. T said, no announcements needed. Yeah, no announcements needed. We're just going to move on to do what we need to do for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we are responsible for our dream being launched. I'm responsible for what Maven Myra has to do. I am. I can't put it on anybody else. I can't make anyone else be responsible for it. That also means I cannot keep people in my circle that are going to hold me back from doing it. Okay. So, first thing, get clarity about how you feel. Really assess that. Now, here's what I don't want you to do in that moment. I don't want you to go into a whole thing of beating yourself up. Okay. That's not what this is about. I actually never want you to do that. But again, that's a different vlog. Today, we're talking about the people in your circle and who cannot go with you. Trust your feelings, trust your gut, assess that. Okay, that's the first thing. The next thing, as you are growing, elevating, stretching your dream, stretching your faith, it could be a new person. I often say if your circle, okay, has a spot for five people, you make the sixth person. If you are allowing someone to stay or forcing someone to stay that should not be there, the person that's supposed to be in that spot, they can't get in their position. They cannot get in their position. And what is it that they're bringing to your circle that's going to more easily elevate you to where you're trying to go? Okay. You're block the saying, you're blocking your own blessing because you're forcing, trying to keep someone in your circle that should no longer be there. And again, I'm talking about this intimate circle of support because I have extended circles of connections and associates and people, right? That I'm good with. I might see them once a quarter, once a year. That's fine. Again, I'm talking about the people that you're spending the most conversation, the texting the most. Okay. The same, what is it? The top five people. I know who you are when you're trying to go by the top five people in your life. Assess those people. And as you grow and you elevate, know this, that circle of people is probably going to change. Maybe not everyone. Some folks, yeah, they're going to be your ride or die from the beginning to the end. But sometimes, most often, that circle is going to change a bit. You don't have to beat yourself up about that. It's and oftentimes it's not some big drama that happened. They were saying something ugly behind your back, you found out. None of that. This is just growth. Okay. And my encouragement to you is keep pursuing the dream, the dream that you were given. Keep pushing on that. Keep pursuing it. And if you grow past some people, let it be what it is. It's okay. Again, remember me saying that if you're forcing someone to stay in your circle, then they're taking the spot of someone that is supposed to be there. And maybe that person has the connection you need, the contract you need, the resource that you need, whatever it is, maybe that person has it. And it's all being held up because you're trying to force someone to stay in the circle because you don't want to have a tough conversation or not. You don't want to have to assess those real feelings. And oftentimes we feel like if we let someone go, the next person is not going to find their way to us. They will. They will. If you need another person, if you need another person to fill that spot, they will find that. Um, Let me share what you're saying. People cannot go will make you think that there's something wrong with you for choosing to release them. Listen, Yo, you just gave a whole word. You chose to release them. That's what you needed. And people will do that often. And again, you could say it one time. Um, I love you. We're still good. This is not about anything negative. I'm doing what I need to do for me. Um, Charmaine says, to that own self be true. That is absolutely the truth. You. What do you need? How are you feeling? And oftentimes too, if it's a situation of someone that's throwing shade, we'll call it, they know. Yeah, they know. It's just you caught the shade and you handed it back. Now they're trying to like, oh, I didn't do nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't even have to dig into all of that. Yeah. Oh, yo says it happens to her often. Listen, keep assessing. I think, that oftentimes that's a growth season. You're in a growth season. And so the people around you that you need to support you and that you can support back, you're in a season of that changing. And so it feels like, oh man, this is happening a lot, but allow what needs to happen to keep happening. Sometimes it feels like we're isolated, like nobody's in the circle. And there will be seasons and journeys of that too. There will be where it's just you all by yourself. And although we feel like we won't survive those seasons or they feel like they're way too long, hang in there, Maven. Hang in there. Oftentimes, those isolation seasons is because we've got to get to know something in us a little bit better. And we can't get to know what's on the inside of us when we got all these people around us talking, telling us, leading us. They mean well. They mean well. But oftentimes, you've got to get into your own isolated season to figure out what is it that I really need. Okay. Oftentimes, people that, this it's like an open door of people in and out, in and out, in and out. The person managing the circle doesn't have clarity. So you just letting anybody in the gate and out of the gate because you don't have clarity about what you really need. Okay. So again, I'm frequently talking about quiet time. How do you know what you need if you haven't gotten quiet to find that out? How do you know what support you need? What mentor, advisor, business connection? How do you know what that is if you're running all day, every day, and you haven't spent any time to say, "Oh, you know what? I think this is what I need. This is what I needed a year ago. It served me. Now I'm in a different place, in a different space. Now I need something different. Now I need something different, and be okay to let that in. Okay. Now here's the last thing I want you to identify. First, you're getting clarity on what you need and what you're feeling when you're having interactions with people. Be clear on that, and trust your gut, trust your feelings. Then you're going to be assessing what is it that I need in my circle. Sometimes the person doesn't just show up. We have to go and make a connection. Now you're like, oh no, I can't do that. Of course you can. Sometimes, hear me, it's you that has to go and make the connection for the person that you need. Maybe you're not even on their radar. You've got to put yourself on their radar because you observed them, you followed them, you legally, everybody put in the chat, legally stalk them. You observed how they move, how they flow, and you're like, that's what I need. That's the missing piece in my circle. So now it's up to you to to get on their radar so that you can start, hear me first, building a relationship. There is nothing more aggravating, at times, to people who do support, uplift, encourage, help others grow, than for somebody to pop up out the blue and just start telling you everything they need from you. How about a little bit of just conversation? And I'm not saying you gotta, take them to dinner, buy them this and all that. It's not about that. Building an authentic relationship with people. So that's why I said legally stalking them. Find out who people are. If they have social platforms they're on, follow them a little bit. See how they move, see how they flow, to, again, trust your intuition that this is what I need. Yes, ma'am, Michelle, I said legally because I don't want nobody running and saying, well, Myra told me to stalk somebody. Did not. It's not what we're doing. Okay. Legally, that means you're following. If they wrote a book, buy the book. Check it out. They have a YouTube, follow them. Get on some of their streams. Give them some comments. Let them see that, hey, I like what you're doing. That's the biggest start to building a relationship, is you're getting in on what they're already doing. Okay. And then the last thing is identify who is going to go with you for this season. I'm saying season because, life is full of ups and downs and turnabouts and all of these things. So this season, who do you need? Identify who that is. If the people in your circle, that's your squad, they're good, then you're ready to keep rolling. But if there are some moments that you've been like, I, I don't know, that person, like they keep saying or throwing these little comments and making me feel bad or wanting me to feel smaller. Maybe they've outgrown what I need. Okay, and that's okay. I want you to be brave enough in the coming days and weeks to identify, this person, I need them to continue to go with me, or this person, I'm going to go ahead and do a silent exit and move on with my journey, so that the person I need to fill that spot can come and do that. Okay. So that is, hey, Arnisha, thanks for joining. That's really all I have for you in the chat. For our conversation today. Here's the thing I want you to do. As I shared earlier, I'm going to be sending out an ebook talking about setting boundaries. It's going to be free, no charge. I think that will help you also with understanding who's supposed to be in your circle, who's supposed to be going with you, and who's not. So the easiest way to get connected to me is to text Maven to the number on the screen, 713-528-8071. That will get you into my text community, and that will get you anything that I'm sending out. Again, text the word Maven to 713-528-8071. And then the board that you see scrolling on the bottom, I mentioned my Maven Nation membership community that I have. If you want to check that out, there's the link for that as well on that. So here's the thing. I want you, in the next couple of days, this recording, the live I'm doing today, will be back on my YouTube channel for replay. So once it comes back, I'll shoot a message out to my text community and to my email list and let them know, hey, this video is back on my YouTube channel. It would be absolutely my joy if you would share it with two sisters. Share it with two. That way we can get more eyes and ears on the channel, and just share good information. Again, my whole goal is to help women create success, and that success is defined by what you define success as. That means different things for different people, but I want us to create the success we desire without sacrificing our relationships, our health, or our mental sanity. So thank you, Yo, for joining. Thank you, Arnisha, Michelle, the ladies from Atlanta that were joining. Thank you, T, for joining. Nashira, Felicia, thank you, ladies, all so very much for joining. And again, this replay will be on my YouTube channel in a couple of days. We'll take this down and do all the edits and things that we need to do on the back end and get it back up for you. Listen, I want you to have an absolute amazing week ahead. And most importantly, be sure and do your BAM thing. And in our community, BAM stands for Bust a Move. Thank you so very much. Love y'all. Have a good week ahead.